What's up guys, I'm Dean and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I thought I'd do a review of the Snyder Cut, the Snyder Cut of Zack Snyder's new movie Army of the Dead. There is only the one cut. And I know I'm a week late. I promise one day I'm going to do a review that's actually on time, but I've been away for a week, so I only just got the chance to watch it yesterday, and man do I have a lot of thoughts to share. So without wasting any more time, let's jump right into it. Also, it's spoiler free, so stick around if you haven't seen it. Okay, so I didn't like this movie. If it had come out 10 years ago, I'm sure it would have been amazing, because now zombie movies are kind of oversaturated, and to do something new you need a new idea. And this movie has two new ideas, because it's a heist and there's intelligent zombies, but I don't think it fully delivers on either of these promises. So all heist movies need to start with the assembling of the team, and I think this is the weakest part of this movie by a long shot. It was made by Zack Snyder, so of course it's going to be a little bloated, but this movie just went on for so long when it didn't need to, and they assembled this crew for absolutely forever, and they didn't even enter the quarantine zone for maybe 40 minutes into the movie, and everything before that was pretty boring, apart from the montage that I'll talk about later. And even then, when they got into the city, it still wasn't majorly interesting, because they gave us this promise of the tactical intelligent zombies and all the marketing, and this idea was never fully realised, I don't think. I think if you had taken that bit out of this movie, it wouldn't have made a massive difference. There'd been some small changes, but the overall plot would remain the same, and that annoys me. If you're going to have tactical zombies, they should be fully utilised throughout, instead of kind of feels like an afterthought to me. So that's why the zombies didn't work. And the heist didn't work because of the overly long assembling the team, like I just mentioned. And also, it wasn't really that much of a heist. It was just kind of them breaking into the casino. It didn't really feel like a heist movie to me. It just felt more like a bog standard zombie movie. And talking about it being just a bog standard zombie movie, all these posters and trailers promised us a nice, bright, colourful world, and it was just dull and weary, and there was not much visually interesting in this movie, which is really disappointing when you have a cinematographer like Zack Snyder, because I think he's an amazing cinematographer. I really didn't like the camera style, or the cinematography style of it being really close up and the face being in so much focus and everything else just completely out of focus. I think that really didn't work. It was disorientating and distracting and disappointing from a great cinematographer like Zack Snyder, as I just said. But let's go through some of the characters. I don't want to take particularly long, because I don't honestly care for any of them. Of course, the highlight for me does have to be Dave Bautista. I think he's an amazing actor in everything he's in. I really do love Dave Bautista, and he does well here. His performance is, as always, great, but I don't think there was enough writing there behind him to support this character. The other character that stood out to me was the safecracker character. He was just blatant comic relief in this movie, but I think he worked great at that. He was very funny, and I really loved the performance. I think this was the highlight for me. And to be honest, I don't really care for any of the other characters. You have Dave Bautista's daughter, who did a fine performance. I just didn't really like a lot of the writing. And you had the other guy who Dave Bautista was close with. I can't even remember these characters' names. I'll show them at the side or whatever, and none of them particularly stood out for me for any reason. I did actually enjoy the character of the Coyote. I thought she was interesting. I can't really put my finger on something specific, because she was a bit of a cliche, but I think she was another highlight for me personally. I think it's also worth mentioning Tig Notaro as the helicopter pilot, because she was added entirely in post and she was never on set with the rest of these actors. I think it didn't make a difference for the chemistry. The chemistry still worked, just it looked a bit weird at times how she was so in focus and the rest of the background was out of focus. Like I was mentioning earlier, it's just the worst with her. And I know I've done not much but complain so far, but let's talk about what I did like about this movie. The opening montage was, of course, amazing, of the outbreak starting in Las Vegas. I think that worked really well. It's kind of like how Zack Snyder's other movie, arguably Watchmen, in the opening montage of that's the best part of the movie, and the Vegas scene is definitely the best part of this movie too. And I kind of liked how they didn't mess around with them being actual zombies, because in a lot of zombie movies they won't call them zombies, or they'll spend too much time in establishing the zombies, and that wasn't a problem here. I think overall the world building was great. I really love the idea of this quarantine zone and the hyper intelligent zombies, and some extra details that they threw in there that I won't mention in the spoiler free review. And there were some great action sequences. So it did go on for a bit long at times, but overall I enjoyed the action, and I enjoyed quite a few elements of the end. There was some bits I didn't like, but overall I think the ending of this movie worked well. It just took way too long to get there. I think another problem this movie had is, just like Zack Snyder's Justice League, there was way too much sequel baiting and unexplained things, where I just want to watch this movie, and if it's good, I'll watch another one. I mean, I would like to see another movie in this universe, because I think it's an interesting universe. Just the actual movie itself wasn't as good, but there was way too much sequel baiting for me. Just small details that I didn't really appreciate. But yeah, overall, I'm not a massive fan of this. The characters were bland. It was way too long and bloated. The cinematography was weird. I really didn't like the blurriness. It wasn't as colourful and as bright as I was hoping. It was too bland, colour palette wise. But the world building and the action and the opening montage were all great, as well as parts of the ending. So overall, I gave the movie 2 stars out of 5. Now let's have a quick look at it on the leaderboard. Wow, what an amazing leaderboard. I haven't actually seen the leaderboard. I haven't made it yet. It's not there. I'm just looking up at nothing. It will be there. I'll edit it there. Don't worry about it. I'm talking for too long. But anyway, thanks for watching. Yeah, tell me what you thought of this movie down below. If you've got the same problems as me, or different problems, or no problems, I always love to hear your guys' opinions. Thank you for watching. Please leave a like and subscribe. That still feels weird for me to say, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.